What's up, my friends? Here it is, Ask the Life Coach. I'm Mark with Leveled Up, and let's rock and roll on another round. Is there such a thing as being too honest? Ooh, let me tell you what I really think about this question. We've got to... Sorry. Yeah, no, it's a good question. Honestly, yes. No. Is there such a thing as being too honest? No. I want to say there's absolutely not such a thing as being too honest. However, you have to choose your words carefully. There's a time and a place. I don't think that I want to tell anybody, you're not lying enough. And that's the problem. You should be able to live your life without lying. And if you find yourself constantly feeling the need to lie, there might be some room for self-assessment there, because it's exhausting to lie. It's inauthentic. It's difficult. It's uncomfortable. Hopefully it's a little bit uncomfortable at least. And it just doesn't add a lot of value. There's no room for a genuine connection when we're not being honest. So no, I don't think you can be too honest. I think you can be too blunt, and I think you can have poor timing. So there's an acronym out there, THINK, T-H-I-N-K, that can be really helpful when you try to improve as a communicator. So before you chime in and say something, you just ask yourself these 5 questions. Is what I'm saying true? So the T stands for truth. So you don't want to lie. You want to be honest, but you can't stop at truth. That's just the first prong here. So second, for the H, is helpful. Is what I'm saying helpful? So something can be true but not helpful. And if that's the case, it might not be the thing that needs to be said right then. It might be time to listen. It might be time for silence, or it might be time to speak something else. The I in the acronym stands for, am I the one to be saying this? And so sometimes there's a truth, but it's not your truth to speak. It's not your job to out somebody else or share somebody else's secret or speak for somebody else. So sometimes you might have something that's both true and helpful, but it's really just not your place to speak it, in which case then you shouldn't. The N stands for now. Is now the time to say it? So timing is important as well. So you can be true, helpful, and also the one to share a truth, but maybe the timing isn't that important. Maybe now is the time to listen. Maybe now is the time to ask questions. Maybe now is the time to let somebody else to speak, or hold some space for somebody else who might need it. So yeah, you can be honest all the time, but yet there still might be a place for silence or asking questions or listening or not sharing your opinion. So I think that's one thing to keep in mind, is that you don't have to speak every thought in order to be honest all the time. You're allowed to have private thoughts, and that doesn't make you a liar. But if somebody specifically asks you, what do you think about this? Or what would you do if you were me? Or what do you think about the way I handled this, for example? And I think, first of all, you'll be surprised how rarely people actually ask those kinds of questions. But when you do get those kinds of questions, then yes, you want to be honest, but you want to choose your words kindly. So the K in the acronym stands for kindness. Is what I'm saying kind? And I truly believe that you can be honest and kind simultaneously. You've just got to choose kind words. You've got to convey the message in a kind way, and you've got to do so for kind reasons. So if we're never wanting to or trying to hurt somebody else, we're simply wanting to communicate something. If we can be as compassionate as possible in those exchanges, then I believe you can be honest 100% of the time. Again, not necessarily vocalizing every thought, but telling the truth when you do speak, and answering truthfully when you're asked questions that may otherwise be difficult. So you can't be too honest, but being a mindful communicator is potentially difficult. It's a tough skill. It's a skill that we have to learn and hone in on. It's not one that we're generally taught, and it's not one that's generally modeled for us very well. So we've probably been around a lot more unhealthy communicators than healthy communicators. So yes, keep being honest, but keep working on every other aspect of communication, and you are really going to thrive. I think healthy communication builds healthy relationships, and it builds healthy, happy lives. So I wish you the best of luck continuing to do that. I really appreciate the question. I appreciate you all joining me. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.